in the grim darkness of the third millennium, there is only 40 Gray. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the channel. First, a thank you to all who watched my first video. Based on feedback, I have clearly decided to continue on this journey, and thus, here is my second presentation for your consideration. In this episode, we will be restoring Space Marines from my second edition box set. As you can see from their pale blue hue, these Marines were originally set to be the Smurf Marines. You know them, right? The Emperor's do-gooders, the safely poster boys of the current era, the so-called Ultramarines.
Brother Gray knew of only one solution to the Smurf Marines' blueness: a good soak with his favorite stripper. In another video, that could be a fun thing, but for these Marines, it would be as though they had been cleansed by Sanguinius himself. The dull blueness stripped from their armor by the biostrip's cleansing touch.
With the gene seed replacement process a success, the new-found sons of Sanguinius were born. It was apparent that they had never been prepared correctly for paint. They would need mold lines removed and sprue gates trimming away before they would be fit to join the ranks of the Angels Sanguine. Curiously, my set had twice the amount of bases and twice the power packs, yet only one rocket launcher. The power packs would prove crucial for the death company that would follow.
It had taken Brother Gray 2 days to prepare the Marines ready for paint. But now at least he could see the quality of what he had. A delivery of a 1990s Blood Angel captain, a Tech Marine, and Commander Dante joined the Blood Angels ranks. Sadly, Dante is created in fine cast resin. Fine as in terrible, and cast as in cast from the fires of hell. In reality, he is one of the rare good quality castings of this demon-spawned material. By the Emperor's grace, it is no longer produced in the manufactorums. Dante came with 3 sanguinary guards. Brother Gray will not be using those in this project as they are out of era. As good as new. One redeeming quality of metal miniatures is their resilience to time. They can be reset to day 1 by a new owner with little effort. Brother Gray pondered if in 30 years 3D printed resins will be as stable. Doubtful. Not only are they generally more prone to breakages, they are a new material, and we just don't have the data on its longevity. One tool that has become a godsend to Brother Gray's restoration arsenal is this variable speed rotary drill. Not only does it have purpose for drilling holes, simply by turning the speed down and adding a fine drill bit, you can use it to clear hard-to-reach details, cleaning out detritus and old paint with effortless ease.
I used Duncan Rhodes' 2 thin coats range of acrylics to adorn my Marines in the chapter colors of the Angels Sanguine. Hellspawn Red and Death Reaper were my primary colors. They have great pigmentation, so give excellent coverage. I chose to brush paint them all rather than airbrush like I do the vehicles. This gave me more control over the coverage and allowed me to leave out areas that would not be read more easily. Using the Angel's Sanguine photo in the Codex as reference, I decided to paint the chest Aquila green rather than the standard Blood Angels yellow. The bolt guns would have a dark blue casement to further set them apart. I diluted orange flare for some subtle gradients and used it neat for the edge highlighting. Death Reaper edges were done in Carcharodon gray. Army Painter Speed Paint Blood Red was used to shade the lower sections of the armor. Inspired by the box art, I retro-painted white flames onto the two Flamer's shoulder pauldrons. Black flames were added to the rocket launcher too. He needed to stand out apparently. Two thin coats goblinoid green was embellished onto the bases, further cementing the Marines into their era. The Sons of Sanguinius are almost complete. Once the blood drop decals arrive, they can be varnished to protect them. It also helps transition the colors more smoothly. We will conclude the restoration of the Marines in the next video once my decals finally turn up. Let's wrap up this presentation with a look at my Razorback progress.
We start the restoration of this second edition Razorback with an eBay purchase. The princely sum of £31.88 is the toll for this particular Rogue Trader era gem. And although incomplete, having the 3 hatches missing, it does, at least on the surface, look to be a good candidate for restoration. After a nice soak with my own personal stripper, the metal components are as good as new. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the main chassis. It would seem that large globs of industrial strength glue are present, where the 2 track sections join the hull. Such is the life of a bio-stripper. You just never know what you'll find underneath until you've spent all of your credits. The glue is like some sort of secreted resin. I realize that brute force is the only language it understands. Sadly, this does complicate things, with portions of the structure having to be ripped and torn asunder to remove the sub-assemblies. It's always a toss of a coin when you buy a vehicle on the eBays, especially when thick paint covers all sorts of monstrosities. If the vehicle proved too far gone to grace the Emperor's name, I could at least hand it over to the dark gods and cover a multitude of sins, with some hand-sculpted pustules and rancid boils perhaps. Maybe even embellish the vehicle with its own demon. Indeed, I do look forward to seeing what foul abominations I can spew from the warp. But for the Razorback, at least it seems that Sanguinius has given us his blessing. I figure out a solution involving flipping the hull over. The underside is still in great shape, and with the help of an old credit card, I repair the gaping hole that is now present in one of the tracks. The keen-eyed among you will notice that the previous owner glued on the headlights upside down. I do a test to correct them, but they are glued solid and would do too much damage to remove. They will be our little secret. I carefully connect the sub-assemblies and go to work with a file to try and smooth all the panels. Assembly goes well. The damage is mostly hidden underneath, and I think I can even mount the main armament with a screw and have it movable. There's even a possibility to have the hatch magnetized to switch it to a rhino. Let's ponder on those options for now and move on to paint. After a quick prime with high coat gray, I choose a paint color. It's the same base color I used on my Angel's Sanguine Marines. Duncan Rhodes, 2 thin coats, Hellspawn red. The charcoal black other side will be Death Reaper. By the Emperor's blessing, I have the full set of 2 thin coats paints, kindly gifted to me last year by Duncan. They have superb pigmentation, and a few drops of thinners render them perfect for airbrush application. The underside is a little rough from the glue damage, but flipped over the upper surfaces are good enough to pass parade inspection. It's time to get masking. Sadly, that's all we have time for on the Razorback today. The next presentation will hopefully have completed Marines and an accompanying Razorback. As I showcase more recent acquisitions, we bid you farewell, friends. We hope you have been entertained, and thank you for spending your precious time.
Brother Gray extends his gratitude to all who have supported him in this journey thus far. You are a guiding light in the darkness, a shining example of what is best in man. Until next time, brothers.